What's up guys, my name is Andy. The oil gauge on my instrument cluster is not working properly. I suspect that it's the oil sending unit that's on the side of the block. It could be electrical problem or something like that, but these parts are designed to be the part that would go out first. If you have a problem with your oil pressure, the first thing you want to do is check the gauge, or in this case they're called oil sending units. Let's go take a look at the dash real quick and I'll show you what it's doing. If we climb inside here and put the car to the on position, watch the gauge. You see how it goes all the way over to the far side? That tells me, I mean, the car's not even running. It shouldn't even be registering yet. And what's going on is I think what's happening is inside the oil sending unit, the device is faulty and it's causing it to essentially ground out, which makes the needle go all the way to one side. Let's go take a look at where the oil sending unit is on the block. So on the Ford 289 and 302, the oil sending unit is right here. That's what this wire is right here. And it's just plugged in. There we go. And that's the oil sending unit itself right there. It's in between the fuel pump and the oil filter here, and it's just threaded into the side of the block. I don't actually particularly like this style, partly because it's kind of hard to get to everything in there. And that particular type of gauge, I don't even know how old that is, but I've got a new one. Let's go take a look at the new piece we're going to put in. So this is the new oil sending unit that we're going to put in the car, and there's the part number, PS60. And if you take a look at this thing, it looks way different than what's in there. But that's okay, this is fine, this will still work. But this won't be able to thread into the block, because if you were to thread it in there, it would hit the fuel pump that's right here, and possibly the oil filter. So what we need is a device to extend this away from the block. And that's what we got here. So if we thread this into the block, and make sure that this is facing up when you're done tightening it, tighten it into the block, then we can throw this in here like so. And this allows us to get to this much easier, and it gets it away from the block, and we can go ahead and put this in place. So let's get the old one out and let's get this new one in place. All right, so let's get the wire out of the way. And this size is, I've got this 26 millimeter wrench here, and there, I can't easily get a socket in here to get on this gauge. So I got to use this wrench, and now I'm still having a hard time getting this on here, because now the hard line for the fuel pump is in the way. And if you guys have a regular flex line in there, you can move out of the way, but I'm still having a hard time getting this off. All right, we're going to try a little bit different approach here, see if I can get this in here. There, it's turning. There we go. That might have been enough to break it free. There we go. Okay, now that's out. All right, and we're going to thread this piece in, and we don't want to put any Teflon tape on here because we want this to ground to the block for the sensor. And this also has a pipe thread, so it's tapered, so it should tighten as we put it in there. Okay, and then I'm using a 19 millimeter socket. You can just go ahead and tighten this in, and see we're upset. We got to get another half a turn. A little bit more. Almost there. There. Now this is facing up like it's supposed to be, so we can go ahead and put the sending unit in. And same thing on here, we don't want to put any Teflon tape on those threads. Now in my case, this hard line is kind of in the way. Alright, so in my case, I just had to temporarily remove the coil that's right here, just so I can get this hard line out of the way, just enough to get this threaded in. Go ahead and thread that in there. And I'm using a 9/16 wrench on the bottom of this to tighten it in. And the nice thing about this one is we just need to get it nice and snug in there. We don't have to turn it a certain way like we did with that post. There, that's snug, that's good, okay. Now we can go ahead and put the terminal back on. This wire goes on the end here. There we go. Now let's go turn on the car and see if this thing's working. All right, so let's turn the key to on. And look, the gas gauge moved, that's good, that's what we want because I got gas in there. This isn't moving, this is perfect. So now let's fire it up. And it's slowly moving as it builds pressure. All right, that's a win, guys. All right, guys, that's it. That's how you fix the oil pressure gauge. Again, most likely what it is the oil sending unit has gone bad on your car, and that's why the oil pressure gauge just bottoms out like that. It just goes all the way to the other side when you turn the car on before you even start the car, and it bottoms out. That's telling me that the gauge, the sending unit is likely the one that's bad, and so we're replacing it like we did. You're good to go. Also, that old unit, this old style, you know, you saw how hard it was to get to it. I think it's like 1 1/16 inch or a 26 millimeter. That's the tool I had, and then I was using a 27 millimeter socket that kind of slipped on there a little bit, but I was able to get, it's a tight fit in there for everything, and so we got it out, we got the new one in, but the nice thing about the new setup is that if that oil sending unit goes out again, it's right there on the edge. I can just take it out with a wrench, put a new one in, and away we go. So, guys, that's it. If I can do this, you can do this. It's pretty easy install, pretty easy fix. Now the oil pressure gauge is working. I'm happy. I can keep an eye on the motor. That's what I want. Guys, if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. And if you subscribe, I appreciate it because it helps my channel out. And we'll see you in the next one.